So this is actually more than the prescribed recipe, so double it as you see fit. I'm going to make a lot of the sauerkraut balls. So I've increased the meat and the spices accordingly. But we have thyme, nutmeg, and sage. And this is rubbed sage, which means it's a little bit fluffier than just regular ground sage. So if you are using regular ground sage, use a little bit less. If you're using the rubbed sage, use a little bit more, because it takes up more volume for the same amount of flavor. So my nutmeg's a little bit, got some clumps. Salt, pepper, some red pepper flakes. Mixed up. Now it goes in the fridge overnight. Alright, so our meat has come out of the refrigerator. We've got some eggs that we've beaten, some sauerkraut. I actually made this sauerkraut myself. Go online and just look for sauerkraut recipes. Basically, you slice up cabbage, you put some salt with it, you let it sit for a little bit, you smash it all up, and then you put it in a jar and let it sit out for a while. The specifics, you have to have a special kind of jar and so forth, but it's very easy to do. Alright, so we're going to add the sauerkraut, and we're going to add the egg. We're just going to mash it all together. If you want, you can run this through a food processor. The texture gets very uniform. I kind of like it having having the strings of the sauerkraut in there, but you can do it however you want. We're going to make about 1-inch balls. We'll put in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. These are much larger than 1 inch because I made a bigger recipe, so it's probably going to be a little bit more than 20 minutes if you make a double recipe. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of grease on this. I used 72-28 or whatever the mix is for regular ground beef. It's a little bit higher fat content. You could put them on a baking wire tray and put it in a deep baking dish like a roasting pan. You could also make these on the stovetop. So there's a lot of different options if you don't want them kind of swimming in grease like this. Or you can just bake them like this and drain off the grease and flip them over and cook them a little bit more if you want it to be a little bit less wet. So you serve these with a mustard beer sauce, and I'm actually not going to make that today, but it's very easy. You just reduce the beer a little bit and stir in some mustard and horseradish. I'll probably just serve this with some regular mustard. So that's sauerkraut balls.